Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Better Call Saul Season 4, Episode 3. So, last time we had Hector is unresponsive in the hospital. They brought in someone from Johns Hopkins, thanks to a generous donation from, who I wonder, in order to try to get him to some kind of mental state where he can understand again, maybe in a wheelchair with a bell, you know? But anyway. Jimmy has gone out and looked for jobs, which seems like he's still grieving a bit the way that he handled that other job interview. I'm not quite sure whether, the way I see it is like grieving, right? I could be wrong. Maybe he just saw those dolls and knew they were worth a lot, or whatever they're called, Hummels or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, um, maybe he just knew that they were worth a lot of money from working with that other client, and that's why he botched that, is because then he wanted to call Mike and try to do a job. But that being said, I don't know if Mike's going to do that job, because he already has like a couple $100,000 or something, or is it more than that? Either way, he stole a lot from Hector, and now is getting it laundered and getting big paychecks and stuff like that. So he might not really need the money. So I don't know if he'd risk doing something like this, but I guess we'll see. That being said, I would love to see Jimmy and Mike work together again, because it's always fun. So, um, but yeah, Kim had like one of the best performances. Her actress had an amazing performance talking to uh, Howard in regards to all the different things he's brought up for Jimmy to do. You know, like sifting through his dead brother's burnt, stuff and everything. Like, I don't think Howard meant for it to be what Kim ended up taking it as, like I really don't think he meant to hurt Jimmy and push his guilt onto Jimmy kind of thing. But I do think there was like a little bit of maybe subconscious stuff going on there that he did end up doing some of it. And then others is just, Kim being stressed about the situation too and all that. So it's a really tough thing, but I'm excited to see where our characters go from here. So yeah, we're gonna start here, guys, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Lizard. Okay, well, we're popping more tires. The question is you have it out before the car arrives, so they could see it. Probably not super easy to see, though. I guess I can even see it from here, right? Or he's hitting it himself? Interesting. But why? This is the guy that works for Gus, right? He always has those leather jackets. Jeez. Oh, this isn't even the guy that I thought of. And it's not even a leather jacket. Wow, the lighting in the car really made it look like the other guy. Hmm. Are they making like the appearance of like some kind of accident? That's who I thought it was in the car. But I was very much wrong. Don't touch anything crazy. They all have gloves on. You don't. Interesting. So they're making it look like his car was shot up. So they fake like they as if they did the tire thing, right? And the car did what it did, and then when they stopped here, they did this and killed him. I actually had a friend in real life and everything, you know. Uh that had his car stolen. He was living in, I think, like LA or something like that at the time. Had his car stolen, and they found it in the desert, kind of like this, with bullet holes all over it. No dead bodies or anything, but it was like the tires were off it and everything. It had bullets all over it, and ugh. Your fingerprints are gonna be there. Does he have to stay and like tell the cops something? Oh, interesting. So they're trying to make it all look real. They have him in the car. They shoot him, so there's blood and everything else in there. Oh! Are they actually killing Nacho? After the "You Are Mine"? Okay, no, they're just making it look real. Well, alright. Damn. That was a thorough job setting all that up. I wonder why they went through all that work when typically they just like bury the bodies or something. Oh, so Mike did show up at least. 4 grand. They're gonna make sure they don't know it's stolen. Seems like a lot just to make $4,000 each. Hmm. Yeah. It's risky for $4,000, you know? Who's gonna be second crack, though? If there is gonna be one. I like the detail that, like, there was even egg coming off of his knife. Which I know it's not that big of a deal, but I always wonder when it comes to, like, shows. Oh, so he called them, not the cops. He needs an ambulance or something, though, right? I was saying something. Sorry, guys. What was I talking about? Before I realized it was calling them, I was saying something, but now I can't remember. Oh, I was talking about the egg stuff. In shows, I never know when, like, food is just, like, a stage thing, you know? Like, or if they actually, like, made that meal, right? And the fact that he was able to cut into it and have egg, like, dripping off it, to me, that means that they actually, like, made eggs for that scene. Which is kind of interesting. Thinking about all those little things is... Ugh. Through and through. Ugh. Well, I guess they're just gonna take care of it. Or are they just gonna, like, try to stop the bleeding for now? I feel like he needs a hospital. They torch the car. Alright. Will they fully buy it? Kim. Not because I recognize the legs like any kind of creeper, because subtitles said it. I actually thought it might have been like Lydia or something when I first saw the legs. Alright, so she's back to work? Paralegal, okay. Yeah. Nice. For the new bank? Different designs. What a crazy setup to show these. They got their own pedestals and shit. Very flashy. Is this his expansion plan? Hmm. Is Kim realizing how much work this is gonna be? Is that like what her takeaway from this is? It's just interesting the way it kind of phased his voice out. Hmm. Huh. Kim still rethinking things after the accident? Huh. What are you up to, Kim? Trying to get in her head, but the only thing I can think of is, she took a break for a little bit and then came back to, she has a paralegal now thinking like, oh, this will help me do this much, like the current amount of work. And then he's like, hey, look at these 10 more establishments I want to open, or however many were there. And then she's like, oh, no, kind of thing. He is really wanting to do this. Is it, Oh! Man, this doctor gets around. Is he the one that has to take care of the wound? They always go to the vets. They're so creepy. Why don't they just talk? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm antisocial and I'm not like a big talker. But if someone asks me a question, I don't just stand there and stare at them. You are not looking good there, Nacho. Man, I never want to be... I never want to be shot and have to be dealt with it this way. Ugh. Guess it didn't hit any, like, vital organs or anything. No surgery needed. Just through and through. You don't even have to dig the bullet out. Just... stitch it up and... blood transfusion. From... the same blood type, alright. Convenient. Oh, shit. Well, never again. They drove him here. I guess that's what taxis are for. So who did we get? Is it, looks like he might have a beard. We might not know him. I wasn't sure if it was Huel. If they got Huel again. Wait. I think I know this guy. Do I know him from Breaking Bad, or do I know him from other content? That is the question. Man, I'm bad with faces. Don't get the wrong one. I do feel like I've seen him somewhere, but it's not as recognizable as I thought. Uh-oh. Someone working late? Is the guy crouched behind somewhere, or did he get out? I have a feeling the reason why we're still seeing the scene is because he's still in the room. Yep, he is. Shit. Well, that's what happens when you don't do your due diligence. You don't know the guy's sleeping here. Shit, he's under that desk. Fuck. It's his wife. Hmm. Oh. Yep. I've heard this one before. My mom has come to me complaining because of stuff like this before, actually. I'll talk later about that. Oh, this sucks. Is he ordering food? That means he's gonna be awake a while. This sucks, man. Jimmy hasn't heard back yet, so is he worried? Or is he gonna tell them that I'm stuck? Did he manage to text? from under there. Jeez. How is he supposed to get him? This guy just eating a whole pizza, playing solitaire. Oh, man. Oh. He hit his car alarm. Oh, no. He just did it from there. No, it wasn't enough. God damn it. I'm gonna set it off again. Make him, like, walk out there and see what's going on. God damn it. All for $4,000. So what does he do this time? Put it in neutral. Gave it a push. The guy managed to stop his car, it sounded like. It didn't sound like it hit. We never saw a name, but they have it marked down as IRA. Alright. They gotta keep dealing. Shit. This is what he wanted? A little smile after. Is this a way that he wanted to be able to start business with outsiders? Are we going to school? Ah, Gil? Is that his name? Is this where he meets him, or does he already know him? Okay, so he already knows him. Hmm. I don't know if I got the name right. I'm waiting for them to say a name. Is this Meth? Gale. Not Gil. Gale. My bad. It's been a while since I've seen Breaking Bad. And they said cookware, which must be meth, right? Because you don't really cook other drugs. Hmm. Not yet. Interesting. So this is obviously before he gets pulled into Breaking Bad. Does he listen? He seems kind of like the guy that would listen, but he also seems a bit ambitious, so it's possible he could do. Because he was up all night. Okay. Just gotta get prepared for that. Kim doesn't seem very happy. Man, that's gotta suck for the actress herself to be stuck in that. And time doesn't go by super fast in this show. Usually it takes like 6 months to a year for a break to heal, right? Before you get the cast off, I think. I've only broken one bone, my collarbone, when I was a baby. And I don't remember it. I was like an infant. Is she rethinking some of the stuff he said? Yep. Yep. Good old Chuck. Oh boy. Kind of curious what it does say. I wonder if we're gonna get to know. Alright, so we don't know when he wrote it. Oh boy. Yeah, he was older, so he'd remember that. So back when he was in the mailroom, before he became a lawyer and all those problems started. Damn. That like that letter sounds like it was like written by a lawyer, to me anyway. This is kind of what she was. Oh shit! Wow, you're gonna end it there? Come on, man! Damn it! Well, that is it, guys, for episode 3. Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to talk about that ending right there, right? It's like um Kim being way more upset than Jimmy was, right? Like the question is this all gonna catch up to Jimmy? Is it like the stages of denial, or like the stages of grief, like one of them being denial? Is that possibly like what he's in? Like he's kind of just going with emotions, like, you know, he just like laughed it off when he was like found out he was left 5K, and then like that reading that letter, like the thing is depending on how you take it, I mean, he even said, I hope you take it the right way. But the wording in that, even to me, sounds like because obviously Jimmy had some trouble in the past, and then Chuck helped him out of it, and then got him the job in the mailroom, right? So that, like, him holding that job could definitely be a way that Chuck sees, like, oh, I'm glad you're doing better, and he could be very genuine about it. But reading it now, knowing that Jimmy brings himself from the mailroom, gets a law degree, becomes a lawyer, and then Chuck just starts hammering him down for the career path he chose because he doesn't deserve it, right? He's not someone that should stand in the same field as him. It almost makes that letter sound a bit more condescending, at least to me, of being like, you finally found your place where you belong. The mailroom. You know, it's like he didn't want anything bigger and better for Jimmy. It was just that, like, yes, this is where you belong while I'm up here, you know? So and like I said, the letter even just kind of sounds like the stuff that you should say to someone, not like something that comes from the heart, at least to me. But the way that Kim took it, I wonder if it has to do with the way that she blew up last episode, being like, you're gonna make me do this to him. And I wonder if that's part of her feelings there, is giving this giving this letter to him and realizing how it must make him feel, because it's not really the best letter, at least in my opinion, and that's what made her so upset. I mean, I don't know. They definitely left it up to the imagination, right? Of like what, at least for now. Maybe they'll talk more next episode, but at least for now, it's really like, kind of up in the air of what Kim is thinking this episode. Or maybe I'm just having a hard time reading what she's thinking, as, because, like, even her, when they were going over, like, the expansion, I don't really know what she was thinking there either. The only thing I can think of is she just got done taking a break from work. Now she has a paralegal to help her keep up with work, and now she's being told that work is about to get a lot bigger, right? So I can only imagine that's kind of why she was, like, spacing out and didn't seem, like, super into it, Whereas before it seemed like she was really excited to do this job, but she also has a lot on her mind with Jimmy, so is it like a little bit of that too, where she's thinking about Jimmy and worried about him and everything? Because, I mean, really the way Jimmy is responding to this, I know everyone handles grief differently, but this is definitely not the way that someone typically handles losing a family member, especially one as close as Chuck. Even though they had their differences, they had their issues, it was still like his brother. It's not like it was like a great uncle or something like that, where they were very much estranged and stuff like that. It was someone a lot closer, and he's just kind of going on with his life like it didn't even matter, kind of thing. And I wonder if, like, that isn't helping Kim move on either. I don't know. It's really interesting, but I do hope we get, like, a good conversation with Kim and kind of get an idea of what she's feeling. Or maybe maybe we'll get some other context clues that make it a little bit more clear, because this show does a good job of, like, showing, not telling, but I feel like this is the first time that I kind of wish they would tell, because I don't know that I'm fully understanding the show, right? So, but yeah, other than that, this episode, we had Mike declined the stealing of the Hummel, which I don't blame him. I don't think I would steal something for $4,000. Like, if I were to ever be involved in some kind of robbery, I would want to be able to live off whatever I'm getting. Like, obviously, the more you steal, the bigger the risk, right? But if I'm going to do something like that and risk getting caught in general, I'd rather do it on something that's going to get me a lot of money so I can live for a while without having to worry, not $4,000. Or I was thinking about that. That's like, you're doing all this for, like, 2 months rent and living and everything. I guess maybe a little bit longer, because this is in the past, This is back in, like, I think this takes place in, like, the earlier 2000s. I think. So, like, obviously that's not really, like, money went a little bit farther back then. Not insanely farther, but especially these days with the inflation in the current economy. You know, when I'm watching this in 2023, you know, I had to look at the year, even though I knew it. But yeah, it's pretty ridiculous now how, like, you probably need over $2,000 a month to live. Maybe, I guess it also depends on your bills and everything too, and all that. But maybe you could get away with a little bit less. But either way, regardless, yeah, I think it's a big waste of time, like, going through everything that he did just for that amount of money. But anyway, I think it's also, once again, a distraction for Jimmy. Like, he wants to do that. He, like, when they were in the restaurant recently, he wanted to, like, scam the shit out of people, and he got, like, really into it, you know? And I think he's just in that mindset where he wants something like that to distract him. But yeah, the guy hiding from his wife, which brings me to the whole vacuum thing. I said it during the episode, but my mom came and vented to me about that too. It's the same kind of thing. Like, when you're getting your wife or your girlfriend or something like that you live, especially one that you live with, a gift that has to do with cleaning the house, like, you want to get them a gift that is something that they'll enjoy and have fun with. Getting them the gift of, like, a vacuum cleaner is just like, oh wow, I can now clean my house better. It's like when you were younger, like, if you remember when you're younger and people get you, like, underwear or something as a gift, like your grandparents or something, and like for Christmas or something like that, and you're just like, okay, where's the next gift? Because you want something fun, you want something heartfelt. You don't want a vacuum to be like, okay, now clean my house, you know? Like, it's... So I've had that same thing where my mom came to me and was a little upset that she got that kind of gift, right? And you know, when you think about it, like, it's kind of the same thing where, like, sometimes we'll get my dad, like, tools and stuff for work. And I guess it's the same kind of situation, but honestly, he enjoys that, which is what's difficult, because since he enjoys that, he thinks she'll enjoy a similar kind of thing, but everyone's different. So, it's just one of those things where I understand the mindset of, like, it's not easy to buy a gift for someone, right? Like, I'm not good at coming up with ideas for gifts. I mainly, when it comes to getting gifts from my mom and stuff like that, it's a lot of the times it's gift cards. Like, I know that she's super into crafts, like knitting and crocheting and, like, all kinds of things. So I get her a gift card to Michael's. Gift cards aren't the most heartfelt thing, you know, but at least, and usually I will put it in a card with a note saying, let me know what you made using, like, the stuff you buy with this gift card, and send me pictures or something like that. And that way it's a little bit more heartfelt, you know, and she can if she remembers, she can use the gift card, get some crafting supplies, make something, send me pictures, and we can talk about it. And it's a little bit more heartfelt than being like, here's a vacuum cleaner, now go clean, you know? So I definitely get it. But yeah, this guy was in the doghouse sleeping in his office because of that. Who could have known that that was going to be the case? And the guy didn't seem too upset, you know? Like, he got him out of there, and he was just like, oh, clever trick with the car thing, you know? And he's like, shit and gold. Like, it, you know, I guess he got away, all's good, but I don't know. I also think that I would have been a little bit more petty. I would have been like, it would have been nice to know, like, we should have cased the joint or something first, kind of thing, to know, or at least learn what his car looked like, and then you could have known his car was literally right next to the building. Could have been like, oh shit, why is he here? Or something like that. Just a little bit more info. I probably would have been a little pissed if I got stuck in that situation, but, you know, I guess someone that's willing to do a job like this is probably the kind of person that enjoys the thrill of it as well, right? Like, not just the results, but enjoying the thrill. And that's probably just, like, added thrill to someone like that. So maybe that's why he wasn't as upset and maybe just way more of a chill person. But I do feel like I recognize that guy. I don't know if I recognize him from Breaking Bad or if I recognize him from a different show. I thought he was someone else when when the light first hit his face in that dark room. But then I felt like we never really got like a solid look of him. So, I apologize if he's someone from Breaking Bad and I just don't remember or or what. I mean, I could probably try to find the guy. Like, do they show it here at all in the credits? Um Guest star. Okay, that's Gale. Story editor, co-starring. Do 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 do. Where do they show the? They're showing like cameraman and stuff. Huh. I feel like it would have been before this, but I think I went all the way to the beginning. It's actually crazy how many people like don't get credited in these shows. Cause like I think I went back to the beginning, didn't I? Let's go all the because executive Vince Gilligan's the last thing you see, right? And that's where I started. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, okay, that's the last. So yeah, I guess I don't see it in the credits at least, unless I missed it. But yeah, I don't know. I could look it up, but I don't. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's do it. But the setup with the car and everything too, was definitely to kind of talk about something while I'm trying to do this. But it was definitely elaborate when typically they just bury the bodies, but I guess I didn't really think about the fact that that there's other people in this organization that know these guys, right? So if suddenly one of them went, okay, so he is in Breaking Bad. That's cool. Because the first thing that comes up for him is Breaking Bad wiki, not Better Call Saul. Shit. I hate these damn wikis and their ads. Yeah, I definitely know this guy. But what is his name? I don't want to get spoiled on anything. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Man, they really don't give good information, do they? Who plays... Here we go. Maybe. Come on, man! It just says Frank Ross, IRA, or IRA, from Breaking Bad, but it doesn't say, like, an actor name or anything. Frank Ross, IMDb. Okay, so Frank Ross is his name. It's just for some reason it didn't come up. Definitely feel like I've seen him in actor. Previous. Better Call Saul, obviously. Breaking Bad. He was in Heroes. Which I definitely watched that a while ago. Malcolm in the Middle I never watched. Firefly I watched. Could remember him from that. What else do we got here? I think that's it. There's a few other shows I've definitely heard of, but I have never seen. So, yeah, nothing that really stands out. So I imagine I remember him from mainly. I probably mainly remember him from Breaking Bad, I would assume. But, okay. Maybe Heroes as well, because I love that show. But yeah. Alright. Well, definitely, like I said, it wasn't really who I thought it was anyway. But okay, back to what I was talking about. I was talking about the whole, like, setting up the whole car scene and everything for the the rest of the Salamanca family and everything. The fact that they had to do that because there are still the twins that are left over, and the everyone else that just needs like answers, right? Like, we don't know if what's his name? Ooh. The guy he talked to on the phone this episode. I can't remember what his name is. We don't know if he was in on that death either, because he wasn't around. So it could very well be that only Gus's people know about it, and no one else, right? So even that guy. So they might have had to have, an excuse of being like, someone shot him up, we don't know who, kind of thing, and Nacho's barely alive, and all that. So they did a pretty good job staging it, at least so far. I don't know if the twins have any suspicions. They looked over the scene, they looked at the bullet, they saw everything that happened. I don't know if we don't know much about them, so we don't know if they're clever enough to be able to figure it out, right? Like, could he have looked at the shell and be like, that's not, like, I don't know, could he have identified by the shell of, like, who could have done it? Like, sometimes you can do that, but usually that takes, like, forensics analysis to do that. So I doubt you could do it just by, like, eyeball, right? So, I mean, at least for now, it seems like they buy it, but we'll see what happens as time goes. But now, they got permission to go to a local seller and buy some. It seems like they're dealing with cocaine right now, right? And it seems like we're starting to see Gus like get into the meth business a little bit, because he has Gale like analyzing samples, and it seems like he was analyzing samples from a bunch of different makers of meth, trying to find the best one, right, to buy from, is probably what he's doing. So we see him like potentially getting into that game. I believe he's doing cocaine right now, and so that means he has to find a local cocaine dealer in order to, buy from for now, until they make sure that their vehicles are safe. So, but, we had that smile from Gus after, so is this all according to Gus's plan? Did he also set up that shooting, make it look like a gang shooting, worried about their truck, so that way they can go to someone local, and then who does he go to, Is that where he wants to start moving into, maybe, like, is this where he starts getting his hands on, like, a different, seller kind of thing, and move away from Eladio and stuff like that? I'm not sure. But yeah. Very interesting stuff. I'm definitely mostly intrigued because it's like the biggest one I can't wrap my head around is, like I said, Kim. I'm having a hard time really understanding her feelings and stuff at the moment. So I think that's the one I'm most excited to like delve more deep into. But it's definitely, with the loss of Chuck, it's definitely been a more somber season start, right? It feels like between like the finale of last season and then the start of this season, we have, Hector in a coma, so people are like dealing with that falling out. We have Chuck dead, and we have that falling out happening, and it just feels like a bit more of a morbid season. Like, I feel like I haven't been laughing as much and it hasn't been like as crazy the things happening, because I feel like almost everyone in the show is in like a mourning in some sorts, you know. So I imagine it's, I'm not saying it's bad. I've enjoyed all of these episodes for sure. Don't get me wrong. But I do like, I'm kind of excited to see Jimmy like get back on his feet, because I still feel like he's a bit out of it right now. Like that's kind of the way that I feel. So yeah, I think that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more content from me. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can find the rest of Better Call Saul on there right now. Every season all the way up until the finale of the show and everything will be on my Patreon. So check that out. Thank you guys so much. Link is in the description below, or it should be popping up on the screen. And I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.